I never asked him who won the farting contest.
Nice. Hey everybody, welcome to AfterQuest, an Avenue Studios live stream production. I'm Dan Stacy, and you are about to witness my nerdy family and I use silly voices and exploding digital dice to tell a good story as we dive back into the nights of New Seattle. As always, let me know how sound is and how balance is. Looks like I might be a little too heavy in the mics, but that's all right. Let's see, a couple announcements before we get into the story here in Savage Worlds. I announced this last time too, but we did hit that additional goal we were trying to reach with supporters, so thank you so much. Who was the last one on? Do you remember, Jacob? Was it Bishops was our last newest supporter? Oh no, Taylor, of course. Taylor.
Yeah.
Welcome, as if he hasn't been here for so long. Thank you, my friend, for all you do. Again, shout out to Great Mustache and Julian for also upping their tiers. They have stepped up and gone deeper into our forest, continuing to help us make it possible. And with that, Kristen has some of the giveaways that we unlocked for Konami. There's the movie.
Next Saturday, not this coming one.
Right.
The next
April
one.
1st, no joke.
So we're going to see it. And
We're sticking with that joke, aren't we?
Yeah.
And so we got some really cool stuff, guys. So we found these dice that kind of look like plants. So it kind of gives you like the forest idea.
Mhm.
So they look kind of floral. They're green and really cool.
And metal. Which
Yes.
is nice.
I
They
like
are
those
really,
dice.
really cool dice.
Yeah.
You could also win our dice pad or
Mhm.
rollers. So the little foldable snap up, roll your dice in. And
They're epic.
the newest thing that we
This
got
is the
in
newest thing, too.
is our dice
Oh,
mats.
dude.
So, and it's got our
Come
logo in the
on.
corner. So now
Mhm.
Inception background.
That's awesome.
So really,
It came
really
out
cool.
really good.
Yeah.
So we're giving away, I think, 3 of those. All of that is the big bundle that everyone unlocked. Plus, I have some iron-on patches that are RPG themed that we'll throw in there. Thank you cards signed by all of the team. And of course, we're going to have a really fun movie night. So you can still get in and join that. That movie night again
Yeah,
is
you have
April
till
1st.
next Saturday.
Right. To join in and become a part of that. Of course, we do movie nights every month as well. We'll be watching Howl's Moving Castle
This Saturday.
this Saturday.
Yeah, one of my faves.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you guys so much for making that possible, and we would love to see everyone join the forest and join the community. And then is there anything else? We're doing our actual play of the Forest Forge with March of the Mechs and End of Planar Crossroads, our collaboration with the theme months. March of the Mechs will be next live stream. Do pay attention to our social media, as April's going to be a little wonky with live stream setup, so I'll be posting a calendar event this weekend on that, just showing where our things are, because we had to move things around because life is life. So anyways, I think that's it.
Yep.
Good.
That's
All right, then I will turn it over to Jacob, and let's
Wow,
go
that
to
was
pretty
quick.
faces. We try. Thank you all for being here. I'm ready
I
for
actually don't
Jacob to
think I'm
take
starting
blade.
this off.
Oh, we're going right in
Want me
there.
to start it?
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm so
We'll
excited.
go right into the recap.
I have recap, guys. Okay. It's long, I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. It'll be great.
Okay. So, on the east side of Fort Warden, Paul takes his normal sentry position shift, looking out over the horizon, scanning until his eyes fix on a location in the distance. Those unaware wouldn't notice the slight distortion floating towards the fort. Paul backsteps into the shadow of the fort wall as the orb distortion floats to his side. And Paul, without taking his eyes off the horizon, moves his hand, feeling around the multiple antennas until he finds the slot and inserts the holotape. Tapping on the hot metal side of the cloaked contraption, he steps into the sunlight, looking out, waiting to see the floating enigma pass out of view and his shoulders begin to relax. Written on the tape is 54U1 2 WLB of the CPG. So here's the holotape. I've made it in. The extraction and replacement was successful. New Seattle is, different, but people are always the same no matter where you go. The founder of this place, Eliza Irving, is a scientist attempting to improve the life of humans in this wasteland by mixing biotech with radiation to give humans immunities and higher resistances to the hazards that surround them. However, her project, along with the settlement, has been split into two main factions. The first call themselves Nerds of New Seattle, and they do not want to alter the human body and want to use radiation to alter their food sources to provide better sustenance. And the other group, called Sisters of Biotechnology Advances in Research, or SOBAR, wants to make humans have super abilities using the mix of technologies. This rising tension was taken advantage of course, by a group of raiders called the Dark Hyenas, who are quote-unquote protecting the settlement. And whatever faction pays the raiders more gets the science labs in the middle of the settlement. Currently, Sobar is working in the labs. I've been placed in Recon 7, the lowest squad of Draken's Dragoons, led by Sentinel Soren Draken and his councils, Paladin Commander David Wyse, and Head Scribe Carter Altman. My company includes Paladin Wren Wyse, Scribe Tesser, Knight Kai Owens, and Initiate Slugger. The Dragoons have taken over an old bank building and fenced-in area about 10 minutes from New Seattle. The locals don't like us, but the settlement leader, Eliza, thinks we may be beneficial to bring peace to this area. Our latest mission, given to us by Paladin Commander Wyse, was to scout out a ghoul infestation that had a leader with long, golden, possibly glowing hair. Half a day's travel from the bank led to an abandoned town with a couple homes and a gas station. Feral ghouls were spread out around the area, but were neutralized quickly. The ghouls were garbed, though, in tattered scientist lab coats, and upon closer inspection were identified as part of Sobar. Must have been an experiment gone awry. Peeking into the gas station, I saw an enormous ghoul with claws and a few golden locks, growling orders to the feral ones with it, who seemed to be obeying. It was definitely sentient. We decided to report back to the fort and wait for further instructions. But, by the look of Wren, it seems the report did not go well. I await further instructions. Protect the people.
Awesome. Nice job. Well, welcome back to Fort Warden. What's been going on in your life within the past week? Let's just say, as your characters, not actual people, please. What have your characters been doing a week since your last mission? Let's go around real quick. There is going to be a little interruption in there, about 4 or 5 days into that. But ideally, what would you guys be doing?
So for Tesser, he would probably try to anticipate what the next mission would be, and due to the fact of how Wren's relation is with Command, may or may not try going after Goldilocks at one point. So he's going to be basically putting all his research and time into figuring out what makes Goldilocks tick and ways to bring him down.
Very nice. Anybody else? That's fine.
I think Wren will check in with everybody at a couple different intervals. Kind of get his own pretty succinct debrief. But spend most of the rest of his time probably just working out, working his physical suit and things like that. Just putting in a lot of effort trying to rebuild those capabilities.
Awesome.
Yeah, Paul is, of course, working out, his normal thing, overachieving. And he also went and got a new flashlight that's much smaller and a couple other new gear items that he's been buying. So.
And I think Kai I think Wren would notice when he checks in a couple times. Kai wants to say something, but he's not quite ready to. Something's been bugging him. And I realized we'd be kind of summarizing a whole week, so he'd probably be trying to catch what that Nate character is up to, or if he sees him around, because he weirded him out. So he's going to be kind of trying to follow him a bit.
All right, we can break that down here in a second. I just was kind of getting one of the.
I'm just adjusting an audio thing. You go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to kind of get a picture of where your characters would be during that week of downtime. From my end, during that week, there has been a lot of activity and growth within the fort. Fort Warden, as it has been named. During that week, there has been a lot of vertibirds flying about, piloted by the Lancers 3rd Division. They've been running missions and been in and out of the fort. An interesting sight, as there have also been outsider visiting almost daily. The beautiful leader of the town, Eliza Irving, has been visiting with the main head group, the Lietwolf, or the leading group of the Draken's Dragoons, which includes the head scribe, Commander Wyse, and Draken himself. There has been a lot of rumors going around, a lot of sightings of a pod of super mutants that have been wandering around south of the fort, a good distance away, but it's something that the Brotherhood of Steel is keeping track of. There's also been an increased sight of feral ghouls running around and reports of caravans being harassed. And travelers outside of the settlement are seeking protection. The owner of what is called the Sky Needle has been reported that him and his lackeys have made a recent visit to the nerds of New Seattle. These are things that we can dive into later, but these are some of the reports that are happening. The Dark Hyena's leader is also showing signs of mutation. And he's been visiting almost daily to the Sobar. So, with that said, we're going to jump to a situation that happened during downtime, one that I want to highlight, and I think a couple of you have some other ones you'd like to highlight. So, first is Kai and Tesser. You guys are both approached by the senior scribe, Joseph Rupp. He's asked you to go into New Seattle and see if you can get an eye on the Dark Hyena's leader. See if you can get his mutation, or what something looks like. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of description here on that day. I'm assuming both of you would do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no questions.
The day is dark and there's a slight drizzle that continues on as Kai and Tesser approach the walls of New Seattle. Kai, who has seen the locations of the leader and where he visits around New Seattle, has also discovered an observation point. The point itself is part of a half-destroyed skyscraper. It only sits a few stories tall and is not most stable, but Kai has found a room that is on the more stable side, and that's where he's been watching. So Kai and Tesser are in this observation spot that Kai has found, and they're watching for where they think the Dark Hyena's leader is going to be, who we do not have a name for yet. They just call him the leader of the Dark Hyenas. What's it like for you two as you sit there?
I think...
Tesser
Go ahead.
probably can't stand the silence, since
Interesting.
he has not lived in silence at all. So he would probably be constantly working on something or asking just various little things just so that there would be no silence.
Because Kai is very happy in the silence. So he'd be giving as limited of responses as possible, I think. Like, at first he's just going, like, naming the locations, distance. I think at a point he would maybe catch on and be like, hey, Tess, Are you
Yes, brother?
nervous? Are you nervous or something?
No, not at all.
Oh. Okay.
It's more of a... There's a certain environment which I work at. The scriptorium is always busy.
Oh.
I do not envy your job.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same to you.
Well, that's why we work great together, isn't it? That's what makes the Brotherhood tick. All these different gears working together towards a large machine.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder sometimes what the machine's doing.
Whatever do you mean?
I don't know. Just thinking. I don't always feel like I know what we're doing.
I guess that is the point of command, to tell us what we are to do. Have you ever thought of pursuing that?
No. Wow. That sounds like a lot of work.
Sounds like you don't need to worry about such questions. I too would never want that.
Fair enough.
Tesser, would you record all of the points of interest that Kai would be pointing out around?
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. So as you guys are sitting in silence / avoiding having conversations, there is a rumble in the distance, not of a thunder, but of a machine that's running. And sure enough, into the gates as it's been opened, enters in the Dark Hyena's vehicle. It is wheels. It's kind of like a go-kart that's been souped up. Picture Mad Max style, you know. Got some guards on the back with the heavy machine guns, and it rolls in. It's kind of loud. It seems louder than it should be. But the first thing you spot, Kai, because I'm sure you're got your scope or binoculars out, then you're scoping in there. You see the Dark Hyena's leader. Now it's a 4-seater vehicle, not including the back hatch with the gun. You see a driver, which is just one of his lackeys. There's a guy next to him, all armed to the teeth. But sitting him in the back seat, which is slightly raised up a little bit, is the leader of the Dark Hyenas. But next to him, you see Goldilocks. You see the ghoul that has been described to you with the long golden hair. And she's riding right next to the Dark Hyena's leader, right into town.
Oh,
And then another have a lot of firepower. It's impressive that they think that will help them.
Yeah, but it's sitting next to him.
What is?
I don't know. It's the Goldilocks, the ghoul with the gold hair.
They're communicating with ghouls? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's not attacking him. Do I see it talking or anything from my vantage point?
You actually see them holding hands.
I think they're doing a little more than communicating, Tess. Like, all levels of communication. Wow.
And they have all but assured their destruction at our hands. They have committed anathema.
Yeah, I guess that's what they call it. No, but seriously, this is weird.
Of course it is. They're dealing with ghouls.
Have you seen anything yet from the scriptorium? I mean, I've never seen this before.
So, Jacob, have I found anything regarding
No.
ghouls and sentience and all that?
You've heard of some sentient ghouls, some that have helped out some smaller settlements and stuff, but you've never seen or heard of like this depth of interaction. Not alone you hearing from Paul that they were working, commanding the ghouls. Like that's a whole different level that is hard to comprehend.
And
So,
the Goldilocks is clearly what we would consider a feral ghoul.
I wouldn't say feral. Definitely
Okay.
a ghoul.
from my research, we have concluded that there has been ghouls who communicate with local settlements and the like. So that's probably more normal than the commanding of the ghouls that we have seen before.
Okay.
We must report back.
Yeah.
This is disturbing on many levels.
Yeah.
So as you are glancing over them, Kai, you also see the dark hyena, and you see that his forearms are rather very hairy, and his fingers have got claw points on them, which is also part of his mutation. You quickly pick up on that is not normal.
Not normal for the mutation that's been reported, or just not normal, in general.
Well, I mean, not normal.
just not normal. Okay.
Yeah. It's not just like a hairy dude. These are
Yeah,
definitely like.
This is clearly animal aspects.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
You better note down, Tesser. We're confirming the sightings on his mutations there. I mean, the guy's got claws, like legitimate claws. The hair's something else.
Yep, and you actually see it around his neckline by his shirt. So I know you've spotted this before. You've spotted the claws before, but now you're seeing it's coming up his neck.
It looks like it's spreading. He's got it all over.
Let's see the mission to the fullest. Let's see what they do. Once they're out of sight, we need to report back.
Yep. Yeah, you're probably right. Sit and watch. That's what I do.
You watch them pull up to the normal bar that they like to go to, and they walk in one of the side doors down an alley that you've seen them do before. And they leave one guard with the piece of equipment as the other go in with him.
Seems like we're just doing their normal routine. I think Tessa, correct me if I'm wrong, but we'd wait until they come out. Kai's used to sitting out there for days if he needs.
Yeah, and for once, Tesser is actually being silent and trying to observe.
All right. So you guys head back to the fort with this knowledge, and you report it to Senior Scribe Joseph Rupp. Do you guys talk any more about this back at camp, or is this something you keep under your hat?
Would we be instructed to keep it secret?
Senior Scribe Joseph Rupp would ask you to keep it down low until it's assessed by higher ups.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
We would collect all the information that we were able to gather from the observation, have it in a report ready.
Awesome. And you would give that to Senior Scribe. So, perfect. Awesome. Now, I believe there was, if I go back up, there was a couple other meetings that you guys wanted to have through that week. What does anybody want to volunteer to go first?
Yeah, I think Paul at some point will track down Wren. I don't know where Wren would be. Are you fixing your suit?
Depending on, probably you'd probably track him down sometime when he was not in the middle of a project, I assume. So that would pretty much just be aggressively working out and not expressing feelings, probably.
Okay, so you're in like the workout yard area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, like the training yard type of
the
thing.
training. So Paul's gonna come in and I'm gonna say you're doing pull-ups, so I'm gonna go up next to you and start doing pull-ups with you. Trying to keep up as much as I can.
Trying to keep up with power armor. Way to go, Paul.
Yeah. Paladin Wren. How do you manage it? As he's trying to keep up.
I think Wren will stop and give you his attention. Kind of like stretch a little bit. What do you mean?
You know what happened, and I had similar things, and I feel like people don't think I can do it. They don't think that I'm capable of being in the field.
Do you think you're capable of being in the field?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard. I don't remember a lot, but I can still move my body, so...
You're doing good work out there. You're a valuable member of my squad.
Thanks. You just make it look easy.
Do you feel okay out there?
Yeah, I think so. I'm nervous, but I'm just watching my feet, watching where other people are stepping near me, and yeah. But yeah, how's the armor working out for you?
Oh, well, I'm doing fine. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing out there. I'm gonna take care of the squad. I'm gonna take care of you. He kind of give you a little, like a very light punch.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You're doing good out there. It's a lot. And if you feel uncomfortable, you can tell me.
Yeah.
I know you can do a lot, but
thanks. I'm just
gotta be
in awe of you and how you do it all. So.
No, Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. But we're all just members of the team here. And you're doing just as much as anyone else.
I'll try my best, sir. Thanks. And he's gonna go running off awkwardly.
And Wren will kind of like shift around, like look, like, there's something else. There's got to have been something else I was supposed to say. Now he's gone.
Awesome. So, Kai, just so you know, over that week, you're not able to find Nate again. At all.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, There's another scene I believe that you guys wanted to have.
Yeah, Kai can and Wren at some point. I think probably then it would be nearing the end of the week if Kai's just not able to find the snake eye. It's finally eating him too much.
Okay, perfect. Also, Paul and Kai, I believe. So.
Yeah, right. So, I think Kyle just look for an opportunity. I think it would be a time when Wren is checking in, because I don't think he would go out of his way to find you. It would just be like if the opportunity presented itself.
Yeah, I think just us bumping into each other. I think you mentioned that your character goes and checks out the codex periodically.
Yes, yeah.
So I was thinking we might bump into each other there.
I like that. Yeah, Kai's actually, I like the idea. Maybe you're coming that way if you're alright with that, and he's standing there just kind of staring.
Yeah.
Deep in thought.
Yeah, I think he'll just kind of come up close to you, but not too close to you. He's also kind of just looking at it. He's probably like kind of like moving the plates down, kind of like looking until he finds that he's moving down till he pulls up the W's.
Yes. Looking good over there, boss.
Kind of looks over. It is public record. You should know this. You should know what the status of all your squad mates are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just check it every once in a while. Yeah, I guess everybody should have it on there, right? Does Nate Beckham have a record? Oh,
Your own conscience.
You don't. Nobody would not be on record, right?
Not an official member. You should know. You're in here more often than a lot.
Yeah,
For someone who doesn't care, you spend a lot of time looking.
Well, I don't care what everybody else is doing. I just, I have my own little game. You gotta keep the balance.
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I got a question for you. Do you know a Nate Beckham?
Do I? Jacob?
No, sorry. I didn't realize you were asking me.
Wren will think for a minute. No? Don't know anyone by that name. Why?
Yeah. I don't see him in the record either. He I don't know, well, at least this guy approached me after we got back from our last mission. While I was stocking up, and I don't know, something about him was just off. He said why was I getting special treatment? And that we raced. I don't have any memory of this guy, and I've been trying to find him all week, and
Did you think he was one of the locals?
no, I mean, he said I was being watched.
That's ironic.
I mean, aren't we all? Look, no offense, but is your dad like got you watching me or something. I mean, more than usual, obviously.
No, Paladin Commander Wyse does not have me watching you more than usual. He has me watching you the exact usual.
All right. I don't know. I don't know who it was. I'm gonna keep my eye out, but
Do you think they're a threat to security? We could alert the guards, report them as necessary. You have a description?
do I, Jacob? Okay.
Yes.
I trust nothing now. Yeah, maybe that'd be good. I don't know. I don't want to stir up too much trouble. It's just weird, you know?
Well, there's a lot of weird things happening right now. And we should be careful. So,
Yeah.
I appreciate you bringing this to my attention.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for. Watch.
You are good at that.
Thanks.
How do you think Paul's doing?
I did pretty good out there in the field.
I thought so.
Oh. As long as he's not slowing anyone down. He wants to get out there.
And he should be out there. We all should be.
I definitely agree. I think he's doing good. I mean, if he's willing to take a risk.
He's just really green, so do what you do best and keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I'll try. We're all green once, right?
Fair enough. So, what game are you playing with the Codex?
I like to have the... You're gonna laugh. I like to have the merits and demerits be the same. It's like, you know, keeps me from getting bored. We all gotta have our thing, right?
I guess so. And he's gonna just look completely exasperated and walk away.
I think Kai will stay there a little bit longer and just think about it and then head off to get some food.
Awesome. I love this scene. So I'm kind of curious what's going through Kai's mind with this whole Nate thing.
He has no idea what to think. If there's someone, yeah, I don't know. He wants to meet him again. He's just gonna be keeping his eye out, and he'll want to hear what the guards say too. If no one else is seeing him.
I assumed as much. You'd probably ask around.
Yeah, especially after the conversation with Wren. If Wren's gonna report it, now it's like he's just gonna be asking around.
And you wouldn't get anything from anybody.
I need to go on a walk. Yeah, I don't think he knows he doesn't know what to think about it.
Awesome. I love it. At some point, I believe Paul and Kai wanted to chat too.
Mm-hmm. I think Paul will track you down when you're coming back from one of your scouting missions.
Okay.
So, hey, Kai.
Well, what's up, kid?
How was it out there?
Weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like... Yeah. I kinda
How
wanted
is
to
it in
talk to you
here?
about it. Oh, well, it's kind of boring in here, but
Yeah.
I mean, getting ready. I'm always ready, you know.
Doing great, kid.
Yeah, I wanted to know what you thought about the ghoul thing with
What about,
Goldie. Yeah. I just, I was talking to them.
Yep. And it gets weirder.
What? I only saw that. I was the only one
Yeah.
who saw it.
No, Tesser and I were out for one of the scribes and can't say much right now, but it's weird.
Yeah. I just... How do you feel about that? That it's actually thinking.
I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I mean,
I just like, can we kill something that knows? I don't know. I don't know.
sorry, no. Keep it. Sorry, I didn't mean to brush you off like that. I'm just saying, like, you mean knows, like,
It's different than the other ones. I mean, the other ones were just like, they're gonna eat you or kill you, you know? Like,
yeah. But I mean, we take care of bandits all the time, and they
yeah.
know.
Yeah, well, yeah, bandits are different. I know. You're just gonna point to his head. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it can't be good, right? The Goldilocks.
Seemed like she was trying to kill us.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know enough. But, you know, we got to keep each other alive. If there's anything we do well here, it's sticking together. So we'll just ride this weird wave and, you know, see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they're letting locals in now. Into the Brotherhood. That's different.
Yeah. The one,
Slugger did great, besides Slag. I mean,
oh
it
yeah,
wasn't his fault. But
I like him.
yeah,
Doesn't say much.
so.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Look, just remember, fire team first. That's
Yeah.
we'll when all the dust settles, we can figure out what's going on. Who knows? Maybe Tess will find something in the scriptorium there that'll just answer it all for us. Maybe it's just a
That'd be great.
yeah. Yeah, I would.
They think they know a lot in there. So, yeah.
That would be the way to put it. Yes. So Commander's having fun too, right? Seeing that lady going in and visit him.
Wait, what?
What's her face from the town? She keeps visiting Commander. I think he's having fun. I'm just saying.
Wait,
Don't
what?
Don't tell Wren. You haven't seen her coming in all the time?
No. I guess I missed that.
That's alright. I'm terrible with names. What's
There
her?
it is.
It's a Lion King night.
It is. I should name them the Dark Lions. The Pride.
Ah,
The pride.
it looks like we're back.
Are we back?
Oh,
We're
We
back.
did it! Hi.
Is it working?
I think so.
Awesome.
Let us
Yes.
know if
Now-
you can't hear us.
Now
Yeah.
I'm concerned of what everybody missed.
I know. Where did it break off?
So sorry, guys. It looks like OBS crashed on me, but it looks like we've been able to restart. Of course, we're 10 seconds ahead of you guys, so let us know if you can hear us, see us.
Hi,
That's
hi,
good to know.
Corlata. Thank you, all the viewers,
Yes.
for chilling, being patient with us. Can you hear us? The Brotherhood is the pride. Daylight saving time's weird. I mean, we're getting some responses, but I'm not sure.
What are you
I think-
seeing?
It looks like it's back on.
I think
I'm
it's
Okay.
seeing
back on.
it, the video back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So we'll assume that you heard everything that happened.
Hey, there's Julian. Thank you, Julian. Sorry. There's the delay. I wonder if the delay's increased too.
Oh, possibly. That's
So,
true.
all right.
Awesome.
Hi.
So, you guys were having a conversation, Paul and Kai, and you finished up your conversation, and you were having a little bit of, heckling and joking about Commander Wyse, or Wren's dad, so to speak. And
Mhm.
you kind of left off with a joke of like, well, who's going to tell Wren first, right?
And the answer was nobody.
I love it. So, and then I believe Wren and Tesser were going to have one more scene or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the group, for our viewers who missed it, I said, hey guys, who is going to, and we're going to be heading to the end of this week. What is another scene you want to do? And Chiru and Compass volunteered theirs. So, what were you
Yes.
guys going to do?
So I think Tesser is working at his workbench, very focused. Wren is going to come up and just sort of like lean back against a wall or part of the bench or something, and just be like, he seems like he's kind of thinking about something. He's emoting a lot without saying a lot. He's like, Tess, how do you think Paul's doing?
Tesser just kind of like stunned there for a second. Last thing that even came to his mind about such a question. And he's like, as far as I can tell, he seems to be keeping to the code well. Much better than that slugger fellow, that's for sure.
Well, Slugger's new. He'll get there, but yeah, I agree. I think Paul's doing great. He's doing his job, and he's not hesitating and putting himself out there. He came to talk to me.
Was it a good report?
I mean, I think he just wanted to talk. I have no idea what to tell him, Tess.
I guess you could always start with when we're gonna go out there and take out Goldilocks again.
Well, if I knew that, we're grounded, so we're not going anywhere at the moment.
We're grounded, as in we just don't have a mission, or we're not allowed to go on a mission?
As in, we're not on the roster at the moment.
Okay. You had me very worried there.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get something eventually. I'm sure the Paladin Commander will eventually have something he feels the need to send us on.
Hopefully we'll be able to finish the job of what... Recon, we didn't get to see the insides of that creature yet.
Well, Tess, no offense, you are not a soldier.
I know, but I'm here for support. And I'll make it so that you have the successful mission. You're the one who gets all the glory, after all. I am your humble servant.
Well, now you're just being weird about it.
Well, there went all the social graces I read up on.
No, Tess, you're doing good out there. You're really smart, and we need that definitely out there in the field. I just want to make sure everybody gets home.
I'm sure that you'll be able to succeed. You have the mind for it. You have the strength for it. You'll see the mission through.
Well, I'm not sure Dad thinks that, but thank you, Tesser.
Well, as far as I can tell, he sends mixed messages. I'm not quite understanding of all the the finesse of such messages. From what I could tell, he wanted us to do recon. Seemed not as thrilled when we just did recon.
We could have done more. We could have taken out more. Maybe we could have taken Goldilocks. But didn't feel right. Maybe that's my problem.
You made the calls. You followed the command. You did nothing wrong from my perspective.
Well, that makes one of us. What are you working on?
Well, I've been trying to figure out what to do about the whole, our radiated Goldilocks friend. I don't know if you've been informed, but there's been another sighting of the creature. And we're going to have to deal with it sooner or later, I imagine.
What's the report? I haven't heard anything.
By the code and such, am I allowed to actually talk about that?
No.
I can't technically talk about that, but I'm sure it'll come up soon. All I know is that I'm pouring everything I have into making sure the next time we encounter that creature, it winds up dead.
Well, I'm sure you got this. I'll, leave you to it then.
I will give you all the findings I have, so you will lead the mission to glory.
Being weird again, Tess, and I'll just leave.
So good.
So, a week after your last mission, unless there's something else you guys want to talk about or do.
I don't think so.
Awesome. A week after your last mission, the lot of you are summoned to Commander Wyse's office. But you're summoned through Wren, so Wren's got to collect you guys.
Ah.
Do I have any information on this, or is this a blind summon?
Blind summon.
My favorite.
It's a common thing that Commander Wyse does.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, isn't it, though?
Yep, that was Commander David Wyse. That's what he does.
So, I will basically do the exact same thing as before. I will get Tesser, which basically just like a, come on, Tess, we have a meeting. And just expect him to fall in right behind me.
And he does.
Then I will go get, actually Kai next. And I will say, Knight Owens.
Yeah,
we have a meeting with the Paladin Commander. You ready?
Yep. I think so.
Wren will accept that, and we'll go get Paul. Knight Tan,
Yes, sir.
ready for duty?
Oh, yeah, of course, sir.
Alright, come on. And then, Slugger. They're like, Initiate Slugger. Fall in.
He puts his sandwich down, offers a high five.
Is not granted the high five.
He looks dejected and falls in line.
Paul's gonna give him a high
Oh, I was
five.
gonna say if we're there, Kyle will give him a high five.
He perks back up.
Also, Kai takes his sandwich.
He just shrugs. All right. So
Where are we going? Sorry.
We have a meeting with the Paladin Commander. We are
Oh,
to receive
wow.
orders of some kind.
Why are we here?
Are
I'm
you
sure
okay,
we will
kid?
find out
No.
presently.
We don't go.
Oh.
Paul, I don't believe you're going to have to say anything unless directly asked.
Okay.
Don't stress about this.
Okay.
It'll be
You
fine.
belong to Wren. You just act like it, and they'll all be fine.
All right. You approach the Paladin Commander David Wyse's office door. It is ajar, which is strange.
Okay, I will knock nonetheless.
Kai's gonna nudge Paul.
There's no response.
Door's open.
Alright, I will push it open. I will walk in and I will form what will be one end of a line, expecting everyone to line up next to me. And I will say, Fireteam 7, or Recon 7, reporting for duty.
Let's see. Paladin Commander David Wyse doesn't. First of all, do you guys fall in line? I gotta know.
Tesser would try to.
Stand next to you, right? We're all going in like a horizontal
Yep,
line.
across. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle just make sure he's the last to step into his place.
And Slugger just follows in. So standing before his desk, in front of it, and then before you guys, is the commander, Paladin Wyse, David Wyse, and he is looking at a data sheet. And he looks up at the group of you, looks back down at his sheet, takes a deep breath. So, I'm sure you have heard of what your shortcomings have granted us.
Yes, sir.
We have a problem. And our research and our recon, well, you guys are being blamed. Now, you're not connecting the dots, are you?
I'm awaiting orders, sir.
Remember that ghoul that you were supposed to hunt?
Yes, sir.
Well, possibly allied with the Dark Hyenas, which that's gonna make a mess for us.
Understood.
So, your next mission is to roll notice for me, Chiros.
Okay.
And roll well.
I won't.
Ooh. I think the situation's too tense. And he just takes a deep breath and he's staring Wren, straight in the eyes. I need you to follow the leader of the Dark Hyenas and Goldilocks, as she has been named, and see if they separate. See where they're staying. Find their location. Do not engage unless it is an opportune moment to assassinate or take out Goldilocks.
Understood.
I will give you one bit of information. We think that she was one of the first scientists under the leader of Sobar, turned into a ghoul on purpose. We're not sure. That's what it's looking like. And it needs to be taken out. And quite frankly, well, he looks a little perplexed, and he stops talking. That is your mission. Do you have any questions?
Wren will look down the line, kind of indicating that if anybody has questions, they can ask.
The floor is open to all of you.
If this information is confirmed, what do we do with Sobar? Are they kill on sight?
Not yet. We're not there. Just don't kill them yet.
And the dark hyenas.
We can't afford that war yet. Without giving you too much information, that is all I can give you for that.
Very well.
So are we supposed to take her out quiet?
Yes, that's the word, assassinate.
Yeah, sometimes you want to send a message, sometimes you want it to just go away. Also, I'm not 100% clear on, do you want us to watch or shoot? Because we seem to be not quite connecting recently on that.
Watch first. Look for opening, then shoot, if possible. Do not let the dark hyenas know that we killed her.
Alright.
I usually would not give this mission to such... You guys are qualified, I think.
We're ready for it, sir.
Now that's the spirit.
And for what it's worth, I think they've been hanging out way longer than the last time we saw Goldilocks, you know. I mean, they're, you know, physical contact and everything.
Guy.
What?
No, you've said enough.
I'm confused. Because shouldn't we have all information available if we are to execute this mission properly?
I mean, what information do you need? Track and kill if possible.
But I shouldn't let my fire team know what I know.
Not in front of me.
Okay.
Is your mission understood?
Yes, sir.
He paces for a second, steps to the right, takes a breath, steps to the left, takes another breath. It's very slow and deliberated. He looks at the lot of you and looks at each of you in the eyes. You are good soldiers. And he seems like he's caught on words.
Is that all, sir?
He looks down at his sheet. He goes behind the desk. At ease, all of you, for a second. Tesser, do you continue your pose?
Yes, no other pose.
Awesome. I thought so. He presses a button on a device, and he doesn't necessarily go at ease, but he is more in a relaxed face for just a second. Try not to start a war with the Dark Hyenas, please. Do not kill her if you will be caught. But kill her, please. Do you understand this, Kai?
Yeah.
You are all dismissed except for Wren.
Wren will immediately snap back to pose.
Sir takes a few seconds, realizes he's supposed to be leaving, and then leaves.
Go on, go, get out. Slugger's confused, but takes a couple steps and follows out behind Tesser. I take it Paul and Kai just leave.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He straightens up and walks towards Wren.
Commander.
Wren.
Commander.
I trust you make the right decision this time.
Permission to ask a question, sir.
Granted.
Why is my fire team not allowed to inform me of information that they hold pertinent to the mission that I'm supposed to be leading?
They may give it to you, not in front of me.
Sir, I have
Yeah.
concerns about this mission.
He takes a deep breath. And
My decision on the previous recon mission was made based on an evaluation of my team and their experience and capabilities. You are now ordering us to pursue a more difficult and dangerous mission that I am concerned may jeopardize my team. You say they are good soldiers. How long do you wish them to continue to be soldiers, sir?
he reaches to the desk and grabs a clipboard and begins to look it over. I don't think you realize who is on your team. I think you are more capable than you realize. Do you see the marksmanship scores of Kai?
I do, sir.
And Tesser, keep your rig running.
He does.
Paul is very good, I hear.
Paul is performing admirably, sir.
Slugger had no problem.
Slugger did adequately for a first field mission.
I see no issues.
I do, sir.
That's great. I am Commander Paladin Wyse.
Then is this discussion over, sir?
I have trust that you will pull out if you need to.
I'll do what I have to do, sir.
You are dismissed.
I will walk out.
As you're turning to leave, you hear the click of that piece of equipment that he had been messing with. And then you hear him say, "You are dismissed, Wren." And then sits down at his desk as you leave the room.
I'll glance back when he says that.
His head is buried in paperwork, as in just at the desk.
I think I'll pause. I'll just kind of look at him for a minute, and my expression that is very sort of composed in a very cold way, like Wren doesn't want him to be able to read him, but when he kind of looks at him, that'll slip a little bit as he's kind of looking at him critically, trying to see what's there. But then he'll decide that there's nothing there that he can actually figure out, and he'll leave. Is everyone still in the hall?
I was figuring Kai was.
Yeah.
Tesser wouldn't know where to go, so he's just with the group.
Tesser would receive the message on his Pip-Boy. The title of the folder that has been sent to you from the commander says the Cackle. And it just
What do
says
I
mission
do
details.
with that information? Is that like he reads it and then passes it on, or is it waiting for the commanding officer?
Yeah, you would. It's reading for Wren to share with the rest of the group, and pretty much it's the same. It's pretty much the reports that you guys have done, and then the mission details.
Okay.
which we've already all stated. So
Wren will
Every-
walk out looking slightly angry, and then we'll like bring it back down to regular Wren.
Stoically angry.
stoically angry.
Professionally composed.
Nice.
We
Everything
have
good,
received
boss.
information upon the mission reports.
Go
I
ahead.
believe. Alright, so Tesser pulls up the information. You just labeled the Cackle. Believe it's for the mission. What all do I get from it?
Pretty much the biggest thing is they want recon on where the Dark Hyena's main base is, essentially, because it's not in Knights of New Seattle. And they also want a little bit more information on this alliance relationship situation between Goldilocks, yes, it has been named Goldilocks, and the leader of the Dark Hyenas, and if they are using feral ghouls to harass caravans for them to come to the Dark Hyenas for protection. It is known amongst all of the Brotherhood that at this point in time, to start an all-out war with the Dark Hyenas would potentially be a situation.
Alright, so Tesser will just repeat it all word for word with no commentary on it.
Wow.
Told you, weird.
What did you see?
I mean, he pretty much read it. He's really good at taking notes.
No, like, what did you see on the scout?
On this, yeah, like they were holding hands.
Oh, okay, that was all given out. I don't think that was in the thing.
Except it,
Was it?
Tesser, it's pretty much verbatim what you wrote on the report. So
Okay.
What
Yeah,
is-
Oh, okay.
yeah, full details on that.
Okay.
I hadn't seen anything else. They went behind closed doors.
Weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, if you're working with the raider, I mean, can't be good. So,
Probably not.
Based on what you observed, though, how can they be working with the raiders? How do they communicate?
All they need is one source, and that would be Goldilocks herself. Once they have Goldilocks, she can command the others.
yeah.
But you're saying she can think rationally?
It's what the information seems to imply.
There are ghouls that can talk, right?
There are ghouls that have been recorded that have communicated with settlements. Thus we can determine that there is ghouls, however sparse, that do have some sort of cognizance ability.
Well, it has to be absolutely minimal, though, right?
Doesn't seem like it. I don't think you can,
Communication.
interact with the leader.
Communication is a larger thing. If, for example, we could train war dogs, but they'll never be able to speak. If we know that ghouls can communicate, it does at least go with the mythical parrots of intelligence.
I mean, they were people.
Well, were. Clearly.
Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense. So they've domesticated ghouls.
I don't know.
Seemed more like a command thing, like they were following orders, so I don't know.
A Gould.
A ghoul. Yeah.
Goldilocks. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what else to say about it.
Well, I guess that's why we're on this mission. Alright, so What's our approach? Okay.
Well, if we want to figure out where the Dark Hyenas are hiding, we know where they like to hang out, at least in the city. They didn't seem to pick Tesser and I up last time we were out there, so... could actually see if we could follow them from there. I mean, we know the general direction they left last time.
I mean, Kai, you would probably know the best spot to spot them would be from your observation point and then follow them from there. Just to throw that out there. You take that information with what you want.
Yeah. That's where I'd start, since they seem relatively routine about it.
Okay.
Problem would be keeping up with that vehicle. Not that we wouldn't be able to hear it from a mile away.
Anything you could do with that, Tesser?
Well, we have a few options, I imagine. If this mission is important, we may be able to get something from the garage. But I have never taken the time to learn how to drive anything. So, unless someone here knows how to either drive one of the ground vehicles or vertibird, we would have to resort to sabotage of our enemies so that they'd have to walk.
Or maybe a way, follow where it goes. We could follow a little slower.
We could try to follow. There are various methods for it. One, of course, would probably be the tracks of the vehicle itself. If they shouldn't have anything that could disguise that. If they do, we'll need something to detect the fuel that they're using, whether it be one of those petroleum-powered or nuclear-powered vehicles.
Alright, any other ideas?
I don't know, maybe Tesser, you can say if you guys have any kind of tracking device we could stick on it that you could keep tabs on it with your Pip-Boy. What's our time on this? What's our time scale? How quick is this?
I was just about to say that. You guys have 3 weeks to get this information.
Okay, cool. Well, we got some time. My recommendation would be, if we could do something like that, start tracking their movements, get a good rhythm down of where they're going. I'd like to see where they're going and then scout that out before we do anything.
Slugger pokes Wren in the chest.
Wren just looks down.
And he makes a driving motion. He points to himself.
Oh.
Shotgun.
Looks like you're up, buddy.
So
Ben doesn't look thrilled about this, but he's like...
So what would be the plan of approach? You guys want to watch them for a couple days?
I think we're gonna have to watch them. Last known location of Goldilocks was at their base, so we have to go to the base regardless, just to see if she even is there.
Awesome.
So I imagine it's gonna be an observation if she's there or not.
Yeah, I think we're gonna want to see if they come through there a couple times. If they do, if it's always the same way, and then decide if there's a way to either rig up a tracker on their vehicle or something like that that you could like catch and then see where they go. And then stage down the road is, I hope, not chasing them in a vehicle.
Awesome. All right, so we have a couple things we're going to do. We're going to enter into a little bit of a fast forward events, cover in a couple of days of what you guys are going to do, unless there's a role play that you guys interrupt me and we take over the role play. It is technically evening. Are you guys going to go to the observation point now or in the morning?
They
I
move through
think
there
it-
during the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think, especially since we're talking about some sort of tracking device, that would be what Tesser would want to find first in the scriptorium to see if anyone has made a tracking device, and if not, how long it may take for him to try to create one. So then we could at least do some sort of tracking motion on the vehicle when we can.
Awesome.
So I think we'll leave early morning, kind of like try to
Mhm.
get there and get set up. Maybe like before light.
Mm-hmm. That's what Kai would want to do. He's gonna stock up,
Mike?
assuming he's gonna lay out there for a couple days.
My question is, Tessa, are you going or are you staying behind to work on this? So are the three of them going and you're staying behind to create the product, item, whatever it is you're doing?
It depends on if he can find it. If not, he'll get a general idea how long it would take and then seek permission from Wren to see if he could create it by staying behind.
Awesome. Let's put a roll on it to see what kind of knowledge you can come up with.
All right. I basically have a D6 in all knowledges regarding this. So
Awesome. Let's go ahead. I'm actually going to have you roll your weird science,
okay.
please.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Fine.
So that's a success for people who do not know Savage Worlds. So yeah, you're able to figure out that you can make a device that you could launch from a projectile weapon and attach it to the vehicle, and then you would be able to track it on the Pip-Boy as long as it doesn't go too far. That battery will probably only last for a day. So as soon as you start tracking it, now you can make more than one and see if they continually go to the same place. Ideally you would fire it from a mini crossbow or something like that, but that also means you have to get close enough to do it. So you could also build a trap. As far as time to build this thing, it would probably take 3 to 4 days to make the contraption, whether that's a trap or a crossbow. I'll let you decide what you want to do, and then 1 bolt. For every day after that, you can get another tracking item. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So to make the device that launches or attaches or sends out the bolt of that has the tracking device on it will take, I said 4 days, right?
I think you said 3 or 4, so we weren't
Right.
sure.
So it'll be 3 days, and then 4th would be for the bolt. Sorry.
Okay.
So then 5th would be another bolt kind of thing, because it comes with the tracking device.
Okay.
So, Tesser would seek Wren and figure out what method Wren would like to do.
With Kai and Paul's skill set, would they be able to use the crossbow method effectively with their ranged skill?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Paul could
Okay.
theoretically get close.
Yeah. I'm very stealthy.
Yeah, I think we would want to set it up then for Paul to whatever works for Paul.
Paul's actually the better shot than
Oh,
Kai.
okay.
Anyways.
You also know that the vehicle's very loud, so they're not going to hear something attaching to the vehicle, essentially.
Okay.
Okay, so the options were like a crossbow or...
Like a trap. You know where Kai, you've seen them park at this bar multiple times. You could
Mhm.
essentially put a trap that somehow, some kind of triggering device, I was going to let you guys kind of figure that out, that would launch the projectile at the vehicle. But that runs the risk of other vehicles and stuff like that. So,
Mm.
but it minimizes the risk of being caught.
Right.
So that's up to Tesser, what he would, I think, can make or would prefer to make.
Oh, he could make either. He's just
Okay.
more
Yeah.
wanting
close-
just to...
How close do you think you need to get, Paul?
I can get as close as you need.
How close can you get safely?
Pretty close. Yeah, I mean, if I can get some something to make me look like a normal person. I mean, I could be right next to it.
Okay. Kai, thoughts based on the environment?
We're pulling up. They pull up to this like bar or something. So is it on a street with houses on, or buildings on either side?
Yeah, rubble locations, stuff like that. Yep. And you could definitely cover fire with your rifle, if need be, essentially.
How busy does
Of course,
it tend to be?
you don't want to get caught.
Right.
When they show up, it's not busy. But if you
Okay.
guys wait till the evening, it gets very busy in that little area.
And it's the car's still there, usually into the evening.
It usually stays there for a good chunk of time, 4 or 5 hours.
So maybe when it starts to get later, when there's like people
Yeah.
about and stuff.
I think when the nightlife starts to pick up a little bit, they usually stay long enough for that. And there's some good places on the opposite side of the street. I think you could probably hit the vehicle from there.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Alright, Tesser.
I think a
Do whatever
crossbow.
Kai needs, or whatever Paul needs.
I think a crossbow. I want to be able to aim.
Aiming
I'll
would
work
be
on
good.
I'll work on the range contraption and make as many devices as you can until you come back. Because I imagine this will take 4 days minimal. Every day after, I could probably make another device. So you come to me when I should be done.
Alright. Sounds good.
So your first day of observations, you guys leave Tesser at his lab, I'm assuming, or at his workbench.
Mhm.
And the three of you head out. The morning hasn't quite broke. It's still quite dark out. A little chilly, but it's not bad. And you make your way towards New Seattle. And you slip into the observation post. Give me a notice roll, please, Kai.
Have this too.
How much room is there in the observation
Oh,
post?
yeah. Where's your notice? There it is.
You fit. Your
Okay.
suit fits.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that is-
There we go.
Oh.
All right.
Is the approach like is the approach risky because I am the most easily identifiable person.
Mm.
No, you guys have visited town. The Brotherhood's not banned from town. And I'm sure in this early morning you'd be able to slip into. It's like you got to climb up some rubble, go behind some pieces. You know, you're looking for artifacts. You know, like it's not unknown for the Brotherhood to have, you know, some scribes and a couple paladins coming to town looking through the rubble for old technology or whatever. So,
Okay.
it wouldn't be a shock to anybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kai, it makes a lot of sense that you rolled well. You go into your observation post that you've taken over, and you automatically know stuff seems a little out of place. Somebody's been here. And,
Oh, everybody stop.
Sir,
and then
mine.
you notice out one of your favorite windows, one of your favorite spots you look. There's a folded piece of paper, parchment, with a rock on it.
I'm gonna gesture to Wren and point to the rock. I don't hear anything though. There's no indication that someone's around. Okay.
Nope. And you got a success with a raise, so
Do I notice any traps?
no.
Okay.
But you wouldn't, would you?
No, I wouldn't. This is Kai, guys. This is Kai. Not Danny. He's gonna point to the rock. I'm gonna go slow. Tell everyone to get down. He's gonna go over to the rock.
Yeah. Ren is going to pretty much, as soon as you point out that there's something off, is pretty much going to stop entirely, and then if you're kind of signaling for us to back off a little bit, we'll do that. Also kind of moving over a little bit to cover Paul.
Yeah, Paul's gonna crouch and kind of hide behind Wren.
Do you pick up the piece of parchment?
If it's not trapped, yes.
not
Yes.
There are no
you-
conditions.
Are you opening the piece of parchment?
It's not a door. It's okay.
I told you I trust nothing. Oh yeah, I didn't realize it's like a letter.
It's been folded, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll open it up.
The first thing you notice is a green smiley face. It's crudely drawn.
Okay.
And then wrote in the same ink, it says, Nate was here. And it says, I'm watching.
He carefully moves back and shows the note to Wren.
Same person.
Who's Nate?
Good question. I don't know.
Kai's stalker. Apparently.
You have a stalker?
Apparently.
Well,
I don't like this.
it's smiling, so
Green.
maybe he
What's this-
likes you.
Yeah. We all gotta have our thing, right? Alright. I don't like this. Thank you.
Sorry, bug went in his hair.
So this location's compromised.
I'm sorry.
What do you think?
I want Tesser to look at this ink. It's weird, right? Have you seen something like this before?
No, not that I can think of.
We still need to do our job, though.
Green ink is very not available, I feel like.
No, this is very strange.
Look, to be honest, I'm just glad you guys can see it, because I was starting to think maybe I'm just going crazy.
Slugger is very unsure.
Alright.
So are we moving, or?
I gotta
You have a
find a new
backup?
observation post. Do I?
Yes, you do.
Yay.
So it's not, the problem is you don't have a view. It's not, that was the best view.
Mm-hmm.
So you head to your new observation post. You still have a view of the bar, which is nice, but you don't have a good, you don't have a very good view on the entrance and exit of the gates of New Seattle. So you've lost view of the wall.
Okay.
So you can stay at the other one and get view of both, or you move to your new point and only get view of the bar.
What do you say, boss? I don't know what's going
You're
on.
the scout. It's your call. If you want to
Well,
stay here, we can.
Nate friendly? I mean,
He said I'm being watched. Clearly I am. I don't
well,
know.
he's watching.
I have half a mind to try and catch him, but obviously
Does it
he's
matter
good.
if he's watching?
I don't know. I don't...
He probably knows we're over here, too.
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
Where could he have line of sight on you if you were here?
I would definitely go... what Kai would want to think about, if I was stalking someone at this spot, where would I go?
And you definitely pick up on a couple of locations. I mean, this place is Seattle. It's
Right.
ruined buildings. There's ruined skyscrapers, rubble. I mean, honestly, the spots are pretty endless. I mean, it is an urban jungle plus more.
I mean, there's a couple good spots to watch from here. To watch us here. The problem is he due to look here. So,
And we still have a job to do.
Yeah.
I'll stay. I'll stay here.
you see Slugger. He just knocks on the wall gently to draw your attention, and he puts his back up against the entrance to this observation point and just stands at the ready as if like watching to see if, and listening for anybody coming, and gives you a thumbs up, Kai.
I think that's what we do. We see what happens. I mean, he wanted us to know. My only concern is if he has any connection. It doesn't seem like he wants the hyenas to know. Or...
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Well, Brotherhood's allowed to move in this area, and as long as we don't have anything that we are connected to that would be problematic, that shouldn't be an issue. Do you want to stay here with Slugger, and Paul and I will patrol? See if we can see anything else?
Yeah, that sounds good. I think if we can stay in radio contact, it'll probably be good.
Copy that. Let me know if you see any movement or your new friend.
Oh, I will.
I love it. All right, so the first day, you guys. What?
I just love how you love it.
I love it all. This is great. This is so great. I hope Dan is so confused. I love it.
Danny's very confused right now, but that's a totally different reason.
So, the first day you guys do your observation. The normal routine happens. It's about 1 p.m. and the Dark Hyenas leader rolls in. This time there's a second vehicle loaded with more of the Dark Hyenas, and you guys pull into they pull into the bar. They go in. The only thing strange about this day is that the leader left at his around normal time, but the other group did not. They stayed, and what seemed to be that they partied, and then they left. And then you guys ready to do day 2?
Yeah, no ghoulie locks.
Not that time.
Okay.
Paul would want to check with Tesser if he knows anything about where somebody would get green ink. Scribe Tesser, where would somebody get green ink? Here?
Okay, so I guess the first question for Jacob would be, do we have green ink on base?
Not really. It's not something you would see. Especially, this is like a neon green, not an army green.
Wren would just comment at some point to Paul or Tesser, depending on when this came up on the way back. Just be like, make sure it's not radioactive.
Oh.
Yeah, that was about to say,
Setback.
like, you're mentioning neon, and so I would hold up the Pip-Boy to it to see if the Geiger counter goes off.
It does not.
Okay, good.
It doesn't seem to be radioactive,
Whew.
but it does not seem to be something that the Brotherhood would ever use. Probably more of a personal touch on such things.
Roll science for me. Tesser.
Oh.
Wow.
Hey, you have bennies. I'm just saying.
Okay, so I can re-roll on a critical failure.
Yes, I allow that.
Okay.
If you right click on it and hit reroll with a Benny.
I'll do that. Wow.
Still
Okay.
failure.
Is that critical, though?
Yeah, critical failure is bad. So with the science roll that you have, so your brain, you're thinking about it, you're going back, and you're not sure. This nothing, no blood would be this color, so it's not from a creature. No, maybe plants. I mean, they do deal with plants here, right? But you're not sure. You can't tell if it's chemical based or plant based without time.
I'm to look over this. I'd highly recommend, if you're going to be really trying to look into where someone's trying to get this dye,
For a split
let's go
second,
to a paint store.
for a split second, you wondered if it was toxic.
And I would be cautious of anything this color. It could be radioactive, toxic, anything of the like. Neon green is not a pleasant color.
Should we burn it?
If it's toxic, you don't want to inhale the fumes.
Okay. What are you gonna do with it?
Oh, I thought Kai was still at his position.
Oh, I assumed you were there.
I think Kai and Slugger stay in there for 3 or 4 days.
Okay, okay.
Are they staying there for the whole, like every day? They're not going to come back in between at all?
Nope.
Or you
Kai
camp
said he
out?
brought food for them, so they're
Okay.
eating sandwiches and chilling.
Okay.
All right.
Having
Not
wonderful
talking.
conversations.
That's usually what Kai does for scouting missions.
Okay. We should let him know to get rid of it.
Awesome. All right, so give me a notice roll for day 2, please, Kai. And also a separate notice roll from one of the 2 who are doing patrol.
Thank
That's
goodness.
still a success.
Thanks goodness for my trait.
I got a d6 plus 2.
We don't need to discuss skills. We just say
What? I would.
One
Well,
of
we
you-
would
one-
know that who's better at it, right?
Well, I don't have to know what your D6 is. You are better at it.
Okay.
I love it.
I was looking.
Yay.
Oh!
Oh! Oh my!
More.
That's insane.
All right, I gotta reward that.
Paul's third eye opens and he sees everything.
Oh, that's
he even sees
insane.
he even sees Nate.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Paul.
That's epic.
It's a 31.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. The chat window keeps freezing.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. I'm
Well,
just
while you
gonna
work
do
on
this.
that, I'm going to describe a little bit of a scene. First of all, you guys continue to notice the pathway, the tracking of the Dark Hyena leader. No Goldilocks today, which is interesting. But Paul, you take a quick glance up towards where the observation point is, and you see very big. You see a giant smiley face right over the window for which Kai would be looking out. It is green.
Oh. Okay. Paul would nonchalantly bump into Wren and kind of point up to that.
Well, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. We should move. Kai should move.
Is Kai on radio?
Yeah.
I will radio over to him. Be like, well, you're not gonna like this, but from out here you're pretty well marked. Your smiley face friend seems to know exactly where you are. And wants you to know that.
I don't think he likes you.
Thanks. I don't know. Apparently I beat him in a race. Alright.
Well, he didn't mention that.
I don't know what he's talking about.
When did you do racing?
I didn't. I have no memory of what he's talking about. And then he said maybe he confused me with somebody.
Well, do you have a twin?
I mean, not that I know of.
This is all over the radio.
It is, yes.
He's packing up, telling Slugger we're moving.
Slugger's quick to. He doesn't bring much besides a shotgun and a sandwich.
Alright. Well, I think Kai takes a moment to look at his nice spot. Okay. He's gonna move to another spot.
You do know of another spot. The problem with this spot is it's not very stable. So if Wren in the power suit would not be able to get up there. And if there was, say, a grenade or some kind of explosion or some kind of shake or loud, massive rumble, this spot would probably not do so well. But
Not
it's
planning
not a
on any
bad
of
spot.
that.
Exactly.
A rumble of the
Um,
car wouldn't do it, right?
I was
No,
gonna
no,
ask
no,
that.
no, it has to be like a car smashing into the base of the building kind
Okay.
of thing. And even then, there's some dice I'd have to roll to really see. But
Easy
so you
tag.
guys, so you guys climb back up to this new spot. Now this is one you haven't visited in a while, just because you had a really good one to begin with.
Yeah.
So it seems to be fine when you get there. And
No smiley
Slugger just gives
faces.
nothing.
We'll keep walking. We'll do like kind of a wide patrol around it to get like a 360-ish. Maybe not a full 360, maybe like a 270 on it or something.
Yeah, everything looks fine. No signs of people. I mean, there's the normal things happening around town and stuff. But
And by we, I mean Paul with his godlike perception.
Paul's definitely gonna get a feel of what the garb of the people around here is like, so he can start collecting up a disguise.
some mixtures of everything. A lot of dark leathers.
Okay. So he's gonna try to collect that kind of look up.
So that's day 2. Do you guys say anything? I'm assuming that Paul and Wren go back every day.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think especially with his new hideout, that makes a lot of sense.
You don't even visit them, do you?
No,
You just
no,
leave?
we'll just go in radio contact and check in, and we won't actually ever even approach his hideout.
Awesome. So, with that, would you know where it is? Because he moved. Kai, would you have told her?
Him, yeah.
Sorry.
Everybody drink! Yay!
I've done so well tonight. Dude. I've done
First one.
so well.
Yeah. Tea. Yeah, I think so. Man.
So I was figuring you kind of want us to sweep the outside perspective to see if it's marked or anything weird changes about it, right?
Yeah, I think if possible, he wouldn't do it over the radio. He'd want to have us pass within sight of each other as you guys are making the rounds, and try to use our our fire team's hand signals to at least
Okay.
give you a general idea.
Okay. So, Ren, you have the general idea of where he is.
Okay. Actually, I think what might work if Kai's cool with this would be when he moves location, let Paul stealth peel off from me and actually cross paths with you, and then loop back.
Yep, I like that.
Awesome. Works out really well. Day 2, at the end of day 2, do Ren or Paul go talk to Tesser at all? Or do you just keep going?
We'd probably check in with him every time we go back to base.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I was just curious. He's not dead or anything. He's got a weird.
Oh, I
He's
wasn't
not like
expecting that.
burning the toxic fumes of the.
Yeah,
The
he's got a bunch of. He's got some green ink on his hands. No, I'm just kidding. That is a joke. He does not have green ink on his hands. All right. Day 3. Can I have a notice roll from both patrolling and station to parties? So your poor wife has to roll twice.
Yes, yes, I got it.
Okay. Not bad, not bad.
Aww.
Oh,
Well, I got a 4.
Paul clearly scanning the area where Kai is. You don't see any marks. Kai, nothing seems to be misplaced inside this particular room. Obviously, you guys are on edge and looking for it now, right?
mhm.
once again, 1 o'clock rolls by. This time, the extra group did not come, but Goldilocks did. But what's strange about Goldilocks this time is she was wearing a cloak with hood up. Wren and Paul, when you guys see the vehicle drive into town, you see a look of disgust on some of the locals' faces, but they bury their head and turn away because they know that they're the protecting force right now amongst the town. It's probably what you would assume.
Mhm.
All right, that is the end of day 3. We are going to do day 4, and give me the same thing. Notice roll for this day, please.
Is Paul noticeably putting together this ensemble?
That's between you and Paul.
Yeah, that's a question for Paul. Also nice rolls.
Is he what?
Your leather ensemble, that the disguise that you're doing, are you picking stuff up while we're out? Like, are you noticeably putting this together?
I think so.
Or is this-
Yeah. I mean, he makes it clear that he doesn't want to go as a Brotherhood of Steel when he does this. So he's just, yeah, collecting up pieces just to cover over as a disguise.
Okay. All right.
Day 4, Goldilocks comes back. Neither of you guys notice any kind of markings of this Nate character. And you think you guys have found a good position to hit it with the crossbow, probably as it's leaving. And you guys feel pretty confident in your ability of where you are for whatever day you choose to go back. Tesser, you have completed your task with no issues. You have plenty of materials and help if needed. So I'm not going to make you roll because you're in your workshop, you're in your element, and you've had plenty of time to do it.
Alright.
At the end of day 4, Kai and Slugger, are you going back or are you staying? Wren, I guess this would be your call in a way.
Wren would defer it to Kai, being that he is the scouting expert, so.
I think the only thing breaking routine was that Goldilocks showed up and there was noticeable reaction from normies.
Yep.
So I think if he'd say, I can stay and keep looking if you want, but it seems they're in a regular routine. I don't know if you want to get back together and set up a plan for tagging that vehicle. But I'll stay if you need me to.
Do you want me to go in the bar? Just to see what people are saying.
I don't know.
I mean, it would make it seem more normal that I'd just be leaving. I think. I don't know.
I mean, it's up to the boss. That's a fair point.
It's not a bad idea. You feel comfortable with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. If I can try to listen in on people.
All right. Well,
I got a really good
stay
disguise.
Close. All you then.
Awesome. So we're going to end that session as Paul walks into the bar on day 4 of your mission.
Nice.
Just point of clarification. For day 4,
Yep.
do we... This is going to be like D-Day? We're going to just go ahead and try to hit and tag it?
You don't have the equipment yet. You
So
have
I
to
think-
go back and get it.
Okay,
It'd be day
okay.
5.
Okay, got it. I was just thinking we would probably want Tesser here when we finally do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is just, she's just doing recon at the end. She's waiting, and clear me if you're wrong, you were waiting for the Dark Hyena leader to leave, then you're going to go into the bar and see what people are saying.
Yeah, I think so. Or, yeah, at any point just to go in, listen. So it's not so weird that he would be there the next day or whenever we decide.
Perfect.
Got
So.
it. Cool.
Paul walks into the bar, says, "Ouch."
Nice. Dad joke.
Thank you.
Awesome.
That was from the Inn of Planar Crossroads. All right, guys. Well, that was a very awesome session. Thank you so much for setting the scene for next time.
I want to know what you privately rolled.
Yeah, that's right. It was a D12, though. It was a D12,
Jeez!
which in this system is huge.
Huge.
Whatever. All right. Well, thank you all so much for hanging in there through our technical difficulties. I've changed how we're doing the map and chat now windows for going forward, so hopefully it won't be not refreshing on me. And we won't miss any more 31s. But anyways, the casualty died. Nice. Thank you, chat, for being here. This has been another fantastical episode of AfterQuest, an Avenue Studios production. Do give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to follow the adventure. You can further support us and become a part of the ever-growing force known as Avenue Studios by joining our locals or Patreon community. Doing so not only gives you access to a ton of bonus content, but you will also be invited into our private Discord where you can chat with us, play games, watch movies, like the Kanaga Movie Night on April 1st, where we will be doing several giveaways for our supporters only. So the dice is one of the things you could win. The dice pads, Kanaga DVDs. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll watch all kinds of stuff. Look at that.
Nice.
That looks so good.
And you could be hanging out making up theories about who Nate is.
Also true.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll probably
Me
talk
too.
about that. We will hang out.
Please
It's going to be
do.
a great time. Let's see, what else? Oh, don't forget to check the links in the description below for the sound, music, and ambience. Of course, links for Foundry Virtual Tabletop, Savage Worlds, and a whole lot of great content creators for music and ambience. Thank you guys so much, as always, for joining the adventure. And we will see you next time. All right, bye.
Good night, y'all.